You're listening to I Love This TV Show, The Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls, Season 2, Episode 25, A Piece of Cake. Original air date, May 9th, 1987. In this episode, Dorothy comes back with ice. Blanche is preparing hors d'oeuvres. Sophia joins them and asks when the birthday girl is coming. They go to bring everything into the living room. Sophia forgot to make the birthday cake. The guest of honor will arrive in 45 minutes, and Sophia says she can do it. Dorothy tells a story about a surprise birthday Rose planned for her. It was at Mr. Ha-Ha's hot dog hacienda. Rose is having a blast, but Dorothy is angry. Rose gets upset and starts to cry. She thinks Dorothy hates her now. Dorothy and Blanche try to pretend they're having a good time. Suddenly, music starts, and Mr. Ha-Ha returns to the stage. It's now time for the birthday roundup. Dorothy's expression turns to a look of horror when her name is called. Dorothy tries to kill Rose. She finally goes up on stage. He then starts to read out how old each one is, but Dorothy stops him from telling her age. Dorothy gets to lead the birthday parade. The parade finally ends. Now they get their hot fudge birthday cakes. Mr. Ha-Ha pushes Dorothy. Dorothy picks up her cake to smash in Mr. Ha-Ha's face. One of the birthday boys walks over with his cake and smashes it in Mr. Ha-Ha's face, and then wishes her a happy birthday. Back in the kitchen, Sophia is making the cake and enjoying some rum. Rose tells them that she baked all the birthday cakes in St. Olaf. She tells the story of the last birthday cake she baked there. It was her birthday cake, just before she sold the house and moved to Miami. Back in the kitchen, Sophia's cake is going downhill quickly as she has drunk too much rum. They discuss the birthday girl, Roberta, who's coming over. She's turning 88. They then start discussing 50th birthdays. Dorothy starts to tell the story, but Sophia takes over. Sal and Sophia have a big fight. Dorothy arrives and Sophia lets her in. Sophia tells her she's not going. Dorothy asks if she had a fight with Sal. The fight continues after Dorothy arrives. Dorothy tries to end the fight, but Dorothy gets confused when Sophia says it's her 50th birthday while she thought it was only her 48th. A mistake was made on the paperwork when she moved to the US. Sophia starts talking about dreams she had, and now she has 2 less years to accomplish them. Dorothy gives her a speech about all the things she's accomplished. Sal shouts at her that she's acting like an ass and looks as beautiful as the day he married her. She goes into the bedroom. Dorothy knocks and tells them they're going to be late. Sophia then tells Dorothy they'll be 2 hours late for the party. They never got to the party. Back in the kitchen, Blanche is curious about the cake. Blanche says surprise parties don't usually work. Then she tells a story about a surprise birthday party for Blanche. Dorothy bought a cake while Rose baked one. The doorbell rings and it's Sophia. Dorothy tells Sophia to go out to the lanai and mingle with the party guests. Blanche comes in and is very upset. Blanche admits that it's her birthday. Sophia comes in and spoils the birthday party surprise. Dorothy and Rose offer to cancel the party. So, a whole bunch of men come in from the lanai. Rose invited everyone in Blanche's little black book. Suddenly, Blanche likes surprise parties again. Rose then starts to tell a St. Olaf story. Sophia takes out the cake, but it looks more like a cookie. They all go into the living room. They yell surprise at Blanche. Blanche tells them her birthday is not for a week. Conga music starts, and the men pour in from the lanai, and everyone forms a conga line. Favorite quotes. Sophia. 45 minutes? In 45 minutes, I can bake 2 cakes and knit you a sweater. Out of my way, the maestro approaches the podium. Rose. I thought it would be fun. Dorothy. For a 5-year-old or someone who thinks like one? Rose. If you drink 3 of them, you get to keep Mr. Ha-Ha's hat. Dorothy. If you drink 3 of them, you should get to keep Mr. Ha-Ha's kidney. Dorothy, get bent, haha. Mr. Haha. You see, kids, when you get a little older, you can get a little cranky, and when you get to be as old as Dorothy, well, you can be a real pain in the ha-ha. Sophia, I got everything I need. Coconut, eggs, unbleached flour, rum, Rose. Oh, you making a rum cake? Sophia. No. Sophia. After 80, every year without a headstone is a milestone. Dorothy. You and Pop had a fight? Sophia. You love to show off that college education, don't you? Sophia. What's the difference? I gave that man the best years of my life, and he just stole 2 more. So the focus of this episode is birthday parties and surprise birthday parties. The ladies are actually preparing for a surprise birthday party that day. One of them has a friend named Roberta who's turning 88. And they're getting everything ready. And one of them asks Sophia, how's the cake going? And Sophia's just like, what cake? And it's like, well, you're making the cake. So Sophia goes to make the cake, but Sophia's also drinking rum while she's making the cake. And so the cake, in the end, it's more like a cookie than a cake. And then there's different stories about birthdays that are told. Rose tells a story about her last birthday in St. Olaf after Charlie passed away, and how she sold the house shortly after that and moved to Miami. And then Dorothy tells her Mr. Haha birthday party, where Rose took her to Mr. Haha's hot dog hacienda for her birthday, but it's actually a place for kids, and so Dorothy is really just kind of pissed about it. And then Blanche talks about a surprise birthday party that Rose threw for her at one point, where instead of inviting all of her regular friends, she invited every guy in Blanche's little black book. And I'm pretty sure that's still to this day one of Blanche's favorite birthday parties ever. So as the episode goes on, we also learn of a birthday party that Sophia had. And she's really upset in this one because there was a mix-up, and she's actually 2 years older than she thought she was. I mean, 2 years is a lot of time to lose. It's 24 months. It's over 700 days. I mean, that's a jump to lose 2 years just like that. And Sophia's husband makes her feel better, but they never actually make the birthday party. And it's like getting older can always be a challenge. And I think that's why this show is so spectacular, is because each of the girls constantly has some kind of a different challenge, and many of them are specifically age-related challenges. And they usually handle it with grace and dignity. Not each time, but most of the time. Like when Dorothy has the meltdown about the Morton's aroma in her foot. And Blanche has the meltdown because all of her sorority sisters had facelifts and she just looks old. And Rose is never really worried about age, but there is the job hunting episode where she has the meltdown because she's having great difficulty finding a new job based on her age. So we do actually get to see problems that are specifically age-related in the course of the show, as well as non-age related problems that affect everyone. And I do think it's a good mix and a good balance. But we finally get to the part where we go back to the living room and it's supposed to be Roberta is arriving. But it turns out it's actually a surprise birthday party for Blanche. They all turn on her and scream surprise, and she's like, but my birthday's not for a week. But considering how often they've done these types of things, they know that unless they change the date of the party, that the surprise is not going to be a surprise. And again, we have lots of men that pour out from the lanai, and everybody starts congaing, and Blanche leads the way. And I mean, Blanche can't complain about any birthday party where she's got all kinds of men there at her disposal and at her beck and call, and basically waiting on her hand and foot and doting on her for her time. Because Blanche's favorite thing is men. So, how can you go wrong? You can't. You give her a birthday party with a whole bunch of men, and she's happy, happy, happy. Except for the one party where that Midnight Madness party she threw, and all of the men were ignoring her, and she just couldn't cope. That was just a very strange party, and the only one that didn't ignore her was the one that stole from her. But overall, I think that on this show, the girls usually have pretty interesting birthday parties. They're definitely not run-of-the-mill birthday parties or celebrations. And they make the best of them. Some go good, some go bad, but at least they have a good story to tell. Thanks for tuning in to the I Love This TV Show podcast. If you would like to make a donation in support of this podcast, you can through Cash App to Pasta26MC. That's pasta like the food, the number 2, the number 6, M as in monkey, C as in cat. If you would like to sponsor this podcast or advertise on it, please send an email to podcast@pastasworld.com. As always, you can go to pastasworld.com for more information.